Hello, everyone. You can see us. So this is I'm Vara, and here is Philip. So you're here for Sahaja Yoga meditation, and I'm seeing a couple of names, and I'm not sure if you're here first time. If you are, then it's good. If you've been here before, it'll be a bit of repeat for you, but that's good. As they say, strengthening the basics is not a bad idea. So what we'll do today is Philip will give a bit of an introduction to Sahaja Yoga, and then we'll play a little part of the speech by Shri Mataji where she was answering a question. She encourages people to ask questions, and then she puts in a little caveat that she would like them to be sensible. Some people ask, can I fly in the air? How do you answer that nicely? So Shri Mataji says, it'll be nice if you can ask nice questions or sensible questions. There was this question where somebody asked, can you fly in the air or something like that? And she goes, this thing helps you evolve in your evolution. Why do you want to go back? That's funny. And then there is this process of what we call self-realization. So in the video behind Philip, Shri Mataji gives the self-realization process of self. And then we might chat a bit, and then we might we'll meditate a bit more and so on. Over to you, Philip.
Thank you, Vara. Welcome to you all. The title of Shri Mataji's talk is The Miracle of Second Birth. And if you're looking at seeking and things like that, you would have come across things like second birth, moksha, enlightenment, yoga, self-realization, being born again, the rule, whatever. What we're talking about here has been mentioned a lot historically, and whichever culture you wish to go to, and this goes back a long, long way, they've mentioned things like about how the human should try to obtain and what is in the air for us. And what we're dealing with here is something that is in this time where we as humans have got to know more about ourselves. On the tree of life behind us, the chakras, inside us is a map of our evolutionary pathway. And the blue line, the left side, is what we've come through. And that goes right back to when we first came into being. It's a long time ago. And we evolved up through the processes, through the Neanderthal to the modern human. The right side came in, the yellow line, the right side, giving us the ego to make us human and our freedom. And then there's another step we've got to take, which I've spoken about subtly, but mentioned in different ways and different words with meaning the same, is that we've got to evolve to what we're really meant to be. And it's quite obvious today in modern society that we've sort of been distracted by a lot of things, whether it's your second birth or your yoga, which means union. It's inside ourselves on the tree of life, or the chakras, or the kundalini, whichever you like to call it, once again, different names. Everyone has got this within them, which makes them be able to feel this movement within inside themselves, which gives them what we call the spirit, which is in the heart. It goes beyond imagination and thinking. It's what's in us which is available. And once this energy is awakened out of the sacred mode, we can call it Shakti, we can call it Kundalini or Holy Ghost, whatever, which has been mentioned in various forms, as I said, historically. Once that's awakened, it brings in a new dimension within us, which is what we call, in Sanskrit, they call it the Sushumna Nadi, or the center. And it gives us the ability, in our attention, to meditate and be more in the center. And it's interesting, as we've evolved the human ego got quite involved in things, a lot of planning and whatever going on, thinking. But the actual aim of the evolution, of the Creator, is to give us our peace. And that's when we find that space within ourselves through the awakening, where we're actually in the centre, in thoughtless awareness, where the mind's at rest, still working, we can still function in a lot better way, and we find the balance parting within ourselves without going too far into our left side or right side. And we go too far into those, creates problems. That's where we go off balance. And we can understand that in our own character. And what Shri Mataji started doing in 1970 was to bring about that happening. And she started out in a quiet way and then went into Europe, did a lot of programs over many years to show people that part of themselves. No strings attached, no money involved. It's for you to feel. And I always, when I'm speaking to people, when I first came, I didn't believe what I was told. But when I got and went and resigned to the fact of, okay, I'll give it a go, put my hands out, went through the process of the awakening, which we'll go through later, I felt something. And it's beyond what we can have as a concept. I felt silent. I felt peaceful. So I took it up straight away and meditating. And it's a daily thing you do where the centre, once it's awakened, builds up and you're more in the centre, more in that quiet space. You function a lot better. You still got your left side and right side and their true character. And as they balance out and clear, those things that are damaged within us are cured. And you actually, and it is an ongoing process, but you've got to meditate each day and let it grow to evolve into that spiritual state. Now, the word spirit is an interesting word. As Shri Mataji said, it could mean alcohol or this thing dancing over there or whatever. But what we're talking about here is the quality of the heart, what's in our heart. And it's a silence and it's a joy which is there. And once you meditate and become much more silent, it shows itself within you as a process. And it's an ongoing thing. And I always encourage people, be tenacious, practice every day, work, let it work for you. It does this, once it's awakened, it works in us. Nothing to do with the mind or what I do, that's the ego, or, oh, I can't do this, that's superego. It's letting it happen so it can transform in us. It's very, very important. So I always ask people, give it a go, be open-minded about it, because I know from my own experience I wasn't. But then when it happened, I felt it. And it was a proof to me straight away that, oh, there it is. It's like, I think I was saying last week about saying to somebody, over the hill is a beautiful scene and it's lovely, blah, 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 and you haven't been, you've got to go there to see it. And the beautiful thing about Sahaja Yoga, as I said before, there's no strings attached, no money involved. Shri Mataji, for 35 years or so, travelled the world freely giving programs so people could feel this for themselves, because it's to our advantage. So it's there within us. It's open to everybody. Doesn't matter where you're from, whatever. It's within us, this happening. As this tree of life is there, there's got to be another part of that tree of life to reveal to us. So be patient, give it a try and see what you feel. And that's all I can ask, because we can't make you do it. It's your desire and it's there for you.
You know what you said, the thing about spirit is, yeah, it's English is a little bit poor sometimes in the sort of spiritual realm, where you have the, alcohol is called spirit, the dead things are called spirits, the thing inside is called spirit. So in Sanskrit, there is a beautiful word called Atma.
Atma.
It explains it quite well. Then the other thing I was thinking, in the modern world, we describe things a lot, and then So, often it happens that, what's an apple? Apple is green in color. And then you read, I'm just exaggerating a bit, but then you read about an apple on the social media, and then you take 200 pictures of a beautiful apple, and then you send messages to each other about an apple. And then somewhere, the brain starts to think that you've eaten it. You haven't, but you read about it so much, and you feel like you have it. It's like one of the self-help books. So in the Indian scriptures, the Upanishads, they explain Atma really well and what happens once you reach your self-realization. It's beautiful when you hear it, and some of them get lost into the words of it.
Yeah.
But then when you give it to them, hey, this is how
This
is the experience of self-realization, and then all of a sudden they say, no, it can't be that easy. And I think sometimes it's what is the word? It's hiding in plain sight.
Yeah.
So it's the way Shri Mataji explains it and has introduced it. It's so simple in itself.
Yeah. Yes.
But it is not
yes.
You can make things simple, but you can't make it simpler.
Well, the word Sahaja means simple and easy. Talking about the self, the other day I was doing a crossword, and the clue was the self, and the answer was ego. The self is not the ego.
Yes.
It's beyond that. And we in modern society, the self they regard as ego. Because we haven't reached that awareness of the spirit, and we're going into that period now where we've got to realize ourself, which is our spirit. It's in the heart, much more subtle.
And the words, they change I keep going on about the modern world in that sense that the words, they change as the time passes. So if we did not have any ego, we would probably be the primitive man. But
it's part of our character.
Part of character. But then because of ego, we went and, when we saw fire and we saw food, we figured out how to cook and so on. That's the good part. Now the ego is that you have to thrash the neighbor to get ahead. So, which again is shown as competitiveness, and without this you can't survive. So when we say, so that's the kind of ego we're describing, not to have. And then, you can read 200 books about how not to be egoistic. But then it comes.
Yeah.
So when we get our self-realization, I think those things subside. The harmful things are subside.
You identify more. Well, one of the things that Shri Mataji has said is becoming our own teacher by understanding the subtle system on the chart here inside ourselves and how we are. And you're realizing, there you go.
That's it.
And it's there. It's positive. We wouldn't do anything if we didn't have ego. It gives us the drive, but it's a revealing of how we are, and you look at the modern ego, and it sometimes it gets, you got to laugh.
What's that to say? Too much of anything is not good.
Oh, too much of anything, yes, right.
So let's listen to Shri Mataji's speech. I actually wanted to introduce this website to you. It's a little bit hard to see here, but it's called learnsahajayoga.org. learnsahajayoga.org. So there are so many speeches there where Shri Mataji is talking about different things. And the good thing with this website is the search criteria is very easy. That's one. Second thing is, because of the time limitation, we only play 10 minutes, 15 minutes of a speech. But here it is. You will not get the full benefit of the speech unless you really hear it from beginning to end. And even for people who've been practicing for a while, it's not like we listen to a whole 1 hour speech every day. So you could take one speech, start 30 minutes and finish 30 minutes. And this website has all the beginner speeches very nicely organized. So it won't be overloading. But please do go to the website. I'll also put it in the chat window. But it's learnsahajayoga.org. I'll at the end of the program, I'll also show it on a little bit bigger. And many times the speech is also transcripted. So sometimes you might want to listen to the speech and then read it as well. So we will play it in a sec. Desktop 2, that's good.
Will you please ask me questions if there are any? I would like to answer them. But ask questions which are relevant and not somebody guru has this and that. You see, if you have got to say something, you should find your own halls and say it. But not to represent here some guru. If he has given you something, why are you here? It's a simple thing as that. I would like you to ask me questions which are relevant and sensible. No questions? Yes, please.
Kundalini not a natural evolutionary process over a period of years when a person reaches a certain point in evolution happens like
Yes, it's true.
so many lives.
I agreed with you that evolution happens up to the human stage. Up to the human stage, spontaneously, it's true.
Can there be
But at the stage of human beings, you see, we are specially made because we have lifted our head and this I-ness has come into us, you see. The animals don't have that I-ness. We have that I-ness. And because of that happening, what happens? That the ego and superego meet here and get calcified. And you become Mr. X, you become Mr. Y. So your awareness is very different from that of an animal. And in this awareness, you must get that you have got your realization. If you don't get it, you cannot use it. It cannot be like an animal to human being. It has to be of a nature that you know about it, you are aware of it. If you are not aware that you have got your realization, then you won't be able to use it further. That's why this is important that you should get it in your awareness. Very good question.
too many, from my answers, but too many talks about advising what to do special breathing exercise.
But breathing exercise.
And yet other talks say that
Yes, I agree with you. It's very confusing. All right. It's very confusing. I agree with you. You see, whatever people say, you shouldn't believe it. Now, you must see for even what I say, you should not believe, but keep yourself open. All right? Now, some say you should do breathing exercise. Now, you should think about it. You see, by breathing, it's a living process. What I said, you come to right conclusion that evolutionary process is a living process. All right? So, for living process, supposing you have to sow a seed. All right? What do? You take a seed and put it in the Mother Earth. When you put it in the Mother Earth, she has the capacity to sprout it. All right? But supposing you breathing exercises you do or do whatever you like, it won't come up. It will only come up if the person who has authority to enlighten you can enlighten you, and then once you are enlightened, you can enlighten another person. So that you can verify whether you are enlightened or not. You can see with your naked eye the pulsation of the Kundalini, the rising of the Kundalini. You can feel it with the stethoscope. It comes upon your head here and it breaks. When it breaks there, the sound stops. You can hear lup, lup, just like the heart beat going up, and it breaks up here and you start feeling the cool breeze coming out of your head. But the transformation starts working out gradually within you, which you start seeing and you can verify it. So, you see, if you say that it is spontaneous, it should happen, but at this stage it cannot, because you have to enter into the kingdom of God. You are special people, so you have to be aware of it. You should know that now you have evolved. We never knew till Darwin put up this theory that we have evolved, isn't it? We never knew that we have evolved from amoeba to this stage. That was all right, but today you have to know, because that is the blessing of God which you should know. And you should know everything, not only that, but you should know what are these centers, how they work out, how you can handle them, how can arrange them, how can you give realization, how can you raise others' Kundalini, everything you have to know now, absolutely without paying anything. All this knowledge you have to have. Now for breathing, somebody says you do breathing exercise. Now that is also one has to do sometimes in Sahaja Yoga. But in Sahaja Yoga, the first thing is the awakening of the Kundalini. Because supposing you have a problem of the center heart, as they call it. Now here you see the green one and the yellow one, there's another center there. The green, you see, this green and that green, there's another bluish center, if you see, that center one. If that is out of order, then you have to do a kind of a breathing exercise. If that is out of order, not otherwise. You see, it is the way we are doing everything is indiscriminate. We try to do something which is not necessary, or which has no relationship to our troubles or our weaknesses. It's like supposing now I have to go to London. Now I don't know how the traffic is going to be on the way, all right? So I beforehand, if I start pushing for the traffic, it's absurd, because I'm not yet facing it. When the Kundalini moves, then only you will know where the problem is, and then you should try to solve it. If it is at a lower centers or at a higher centers, you have to do something else. All the exercises that are told in the Patanjali Yoga Shastra are just a wee bit of the whole thing. There are Ashtangas, there are 8 angas of the yoga. Out of that, one of them has got yamaniyama, out of which 1/3 are the exercises. These exercises only correct the backbone, the physical side of it, not the subtler side of it. So when you just start looking after your health or say your physical side, you neglect your emotional side. A person who looks after his health too much can be a very dry person, absolutely feelingless. He can become absolutely feelingless. If somebody dies, he won't feel anything and he'll think, I've become a great saint. But he'll be a hot-tempered fellow, extremely hot-tempered. You can't go near him. If you go near him very much, he may bark or he may bite you. So that sort of a thing might happen. So you have to understand in complete integration, where is the problem, what is the problem, and what is the treatment needed. But once it happens to you, then only you will know. You can verify it one after another. So this is what it is. You have to know about it. Everything you must know why you are doing what. This, why you have to do it. What is the need to do this? What is the need to do that? But if somebody tells you, just do this, stand on your heads, you start doing that. Why? Why should we stand on our heads? What is the need to stand on our heads? Everything should be logical, as I said, but once you get your realization, the whole thing becomes so logical because you start understanding the laws of the divine. Once you understand those laws, then you know by doing what, you get what. For example, leukemia, a disease like leukemia, we have cured and we can cure leukemia very easily. Cancer can be cured also. Now how leukemia is caused? Perhaps people do not know. It's caused because a person is very hasty, very speedy. When he is sort of in the morning, he takes his breakfast in his hand, sits on his car, and all the time is in a haste, going for his work, and there's a jam on the way, and he's absolutely upset. This spleen, which is on the left-hand side, see, has to produce red blood corpuscles for your emergencies. And it becomes crazy. It becomes absolutely crazy. It doesn't know what to do with a person who's doing 3-4 things simultaneously in a hasty way. When it becomes crazy, the situation is created. The situation for leukemia is created. And if it is triggered, as the doctors say, they call it as protein 58, protein 52. Because doctors are honest, they don't want to say more than what they know. But when we know, we can tell you that what it is. They say that these proteins enter into us and they trigger the cancer. Now what are these proteins? They say that they come from an area which is built within us since our creation. We call it as collective subconscious. All those things you will know, how they trigger, how they come in, and what happens to it. It is very simple to understand because here we are dealing with the principles which create it. Once it gets out of principles, then it gets on, complicated. But if you know how to handle the principle, you can correct it and can manage it. It's a fact. You can verify it yourself, and you have to verify it. Keep your mind open and see for yourself. All right? Thank you. Should we have the experience now? All right? But you all have to promise me that I'll work it out, but you must continue with it. You should not just give up halfway, because that's not good. That's very, very sad. As Christ has said, a parable, that some seeds fell on the rocks. I saw beautiful red rocks near Exeter. I hope also there is very beautiful soil which is red and nice. I saw very good barley fields and other fields. I hope there are people who will receive realization and sprout into beautiful trees of Sahaja Yoga. May God bless you. You have to just, now again I'll tell you have to do few things which are simple. You have to take out your shoes. For one reason, that the Mother Earth helps us to suck in the problem, you see. So just take out your shoes. Nothing extraordinary has to be done. Those people can come forward. How are you today? Are you feeling all right, this gentleman? Are you all right? How are you feeling? You came? How are you? All right. Just put your hands like this. It's your own. I mean, you should be cheerful about it. Absolutely cheerful. It's just there. You have to find it. That's all. This is your property, which you are going to have. There's no obligation, nothing. It's just your own. Be cheerful about it. There's nothing to be frightened. Nothing is going to happen. It's very simple. Just put your hands like this. Close your eyes. Please close your eyes. Now don't open your eyes till I tell you, because the Kundalini doesn't rise above a certain center of Agya if your eyes are opened out. So please keep them closed. Just see, this is against hypnotism, where they put some spirits through eyes. So keep your eyes shut, because there is dilatation of the pupil when the Kundalini rises, and if the the eyes are not closed, it stops at a point. So just help yourself. Little bit cooperate with me and it will work out. I am sure it will work out. Just cooperate with me a little. Put both the hands towards me, just like this. Put both the hands. If you have anything tight on your body, you can loosen it a little bit and be comfortable. You have to be comfortable. If anything tight on your body, just loosen it if possible. Put both the hands towards me. Just like that. Keep your eyes shut, please. Now the first thing I have to request you, that you have to say, Mother, I am not guilty. This you say it at least 3 times. With complete confidence, with complete belief in yourself, that you are not guilty. Because whatever guilt you think of is just a speck. I am talking about God, who is the ocean of love, the ocean of compassion, ocean of forgiveness. Whatever you have done, just forget it and say, Mother, I am not guilty. First of all, you must respect yourself. If you don't respect yourself, it's not going to work out. Just say, Mother, I am not guilty. Three times you say, Mother, I am not guilty. Already some people must have started feeling the cool breeze. Their vibrations are too much. Now you put your right hand on your heart. Now ask me a question. Mother, am I the spirit? Ask me a question thrice, please. Just ask me a question with confidence. Mother, am I the spirit? Now bring that hand down. You've already started feeling the cool breeze? Down below. You bring that hand down below on the left hand side on your stomach. Now here at this point, you have to say, ask a question again. Mother, am I my own master? Am I my own guru? Because you are. But just ask a question. By asking the question, the center starts working. In a humble way, please ask in a humble way, Mother, am I my own Guru? Now raise it again, the hand to your heart and say, Mother, I am the Spirit. Now say it 12 times. With full confidence. With full confidence say it, Mother, I am the Spirit. Now put this right hand on the left hand side of your neck. Now say, Mother, I am not guilty. Say it 16 times because this is a punishment for feeling guilty. It's the worst center all of you have got. I don't know why you sit down and start feeling guilty for nothing at all. Now put your right hand again across your forehead, and just say one thing twice. Mother, genuinely, honestly, I forgive everyone. You have to be honest. If you are dishonest, it won't work out. Mother, I forgive everyone. Genuinely, please say that. This is how I am teaching you also how to raise your own Kundalini. I forgive everyone. Say it twice. Absolutely, genuinely you say it. I forgive everyone. Now put this hand on your head, resting on your head in the center. Try to press it and see if it is hot or cold. Just see. At this point, I have to request you, because I cannot get over your freedom. I cannot. You have to ask for your realization. I cannot just force you down into it. So you have to say, Mother, please give me my realization. Just say that at that point. Unless and until you ask for it, I cannot do it. I just can't do it. I cannot force you into it. Press the hand. Hard. Hard you press it. You can press it with fingers if you want. Now raise your hand and see if there's a cool breeze coming out. If not, put your right hand, and with the left hand you can feel it. See if there's a cool breeze coming out. Normally people should feel it, but if you are complicated, it's rather difficult. But normally you should. Whole left is catching. Put your another hand and see. Will the Sahaja Yogis see some of the people? Because I am in a hurry to go today, so just let's see if we can finish. See this gentleman maybe? Yes, I don't know. This one. So ask right questions, no doubt. Yes, they did feel. He did feel. Yes. What about?
Yeah, okay. You can come back to the spotlight. It's always special to have Shri Mataji give that experience itself. So what we'll do is so one thing that Shri Mataji said in the video, if you picked it up, is it's a horses for courses approach. So what I might catch, that may not be your catch. So or your catch. So when we meditate ourselves at home, we have to sort of learn this knowledge on how to clear ourselves. So that's what will give you the proof that it is working well for you in your own case. So I think Sahaja Yoga is a very unique. I'll call it Shri Mataji's invention, but for me it was a unique discovery that I could be my own doctor. So on any given day, I could be catching on anything, and then I'll be able to clear that myself without anybody's help, really. So that probably what means by self-realization, where you realize that you can fix yourself. So there is one little exercise we'll do about. So when you meditate at home, there is this thing called about raising Kundalini. So which way is that? Maybe Philip can show it. It's a bit easier. This thing is coming in between. Yeah, if you can show how to raise our Kundalini, Philip.
Take both our hands. The left hand goes like that. Right hand goes around it, forward. We take it to the top. And we tie it up, one knot. Do that again, up to the top. We tie it up twice. The third time, up to the top, 3 knots. Remembering this energy is active and responds to what we do. Left hand open on our lap, right hand to this side, to the left hand, over the top, through the Kundalini above our head, back again. That is 1. We do it again for 2. We go up to 7. 1 for each of the subtle centers, the chakras. It's called a bandana, means armour, but a very soft, gentle armour, like a protection.
So what we'll do now is we can do a little meditation and do a slight experiment. So we have Nicole here who's been coming here for a while. So we could ask her if she's catching in any of the fingers. So for that, what we do is we just put our hands on the lap like that. Close our eyes. And in our hearts, we ask, Mother, please let me keep my attention on top of my head. So as soon as you make a heartful request or a prayer like that, the Kundalini does help us. Say, Mother, please let me keep my attention on top of my head. With your attention there, observe what you're feeling on your fingertips. So what I mean by that is there any particular finger on the left palm or the right palm which is feeling a little bit uncomfortable? Maybe it is feeling a bit more warmer than the other fingers. Maybe you are feeling a slight, pins and needles on a particular finger. Or sometimes it could be on the whole side, wherein the left side is much more comfortable than the right. So whatever you feel, just register in your head so we can talk about it. So we keep our attention on the head and we ask, Mother, please let me feel my catches on my fingertips. So anyone online, if you feel a particular finger catching, you can put it in the chat window. Nicole, have you felt any particular finger a bit uncomfortable?
Yeah, some pins on the left.
On the left thumb?
Thumb, yeah, and index.
Thumb and index, okay. So we'll have a little look at this chart. Here, we'll zoom in more. All right, so the thumb and the index finger. So the thumb is number 2 energy center, which is just above that triangle, and number 5 is you can take the. I can see. Okay. So number 2 is that one, which is called this. Just let's call it number 2. The Sanskrit name is kind of complicated. It's called Swadhisthana. And then the number 5 is there. So the experiment that we'll do right now is we'll put both our hands on the lap. We'll place that right hand, just that is a little bit at the belly button area. If you put your hand there and you say, Mother, please remove all the catches in my center number 2. Feel really comfortable with Shri Mataji's photograph and request her, like you'd ask your mom. Asking, Mom, looks like I've got a problem in this center. Can you please help me to clear this? Mother, please clear my energy center number 2. So this energy center is the center for creativity. So we can also do a affirmation. Say, Mother, please make me creative. Let your attention stay on top of the head. We can put the index finger, the right index finger, at just in front of your throat. Let the finger touch the middle of your throat. Place the finger gently, don't push it too hard. Here you ask, Mother, please remove all the problems in my center number 5 or the Vishuddhi chakra. Or you could say, Mother, please remove all the problems in the center of collectivity. Mother, please bless me with diplomacy. Mother, please let me recognize that I am part of the collective. We got another message saying that they're catching on the little finger. You can put our right hand on the heart. And we affirm with confidence, Mother, I am the pure spirit. Mother, please let me identify with my spirit and nothing else. Mother, I am the pure spirit. And air is a good element to clear this energy center. So what we can do is, while our hand is on the heart, take a deep breath, hold the breath for a few, not too, like a few seconds, just slow down your breathing. Take a deep breath, hold the breath for a couple of seconds, breathe out, and do that for a few times. Mother, I am the pure spirit. You can keep saying that prayer in any language you like in your heart. Mother, I am the pure spirit. Mother, because I am the pure spirit, I carry no guilt. Mother, because I am the pure spirit, I carry no ill will against anyone, including myself. Now bring your right hand, just keep your eyes closed and point the fingers towards the triangular bone there, the picture, and then slowly raise that energy, follow the path of the Kundalini to the top of the head. And with your fingertips, just touch the top of the head. Do that a few times. The fingers pointing towards your body from the base of the spine. Slowly bring your hand to the top of the head. If it's not clear, you can just see how Philip is doing it. Now let that attention settle on top of the head. Keep your eyes closed. I'll play some music. Let's just enjoy that state of silence. Slowly open our eyes. That was the session for today. If you have any questions, put them in. You got any questions? Good. So yeah, like Philip was saying, please try and meditate at home. It's the only thing you got to do.
Yeah, very important. Yeah.
15 minutes, 20 minutes. We say the 15 minutes, but sometimes it needs shorter, sometimes it's longer, depending on how busy the head is. And usually, I know there is people say morning people and evening people. If you can do the morning meditation, it's usually pretty good.
Yeah.
Because before your brain gets busy. There was one more thing I wanted to show before I forget. I know I'm going on about this website because it's just so good. I'm going to share the screen. Once again, the reason why I'm going on about this is it really like we sort of we try and tell what we can, but there is no replacement for how Shri Mataji explains it. So this is the website. So learnsahajayoga.org, and yeah, I can just give me 1 second. I will paste the link. Please note it down. I'll also put it in the chat window. So I'm going to share. So that's how you get there. I'll put it in the chat window, but make a note of it. Well, if you watch YouTube again, you can also see that. All right, with that, we will call it a day. Thanks for coming, but thank yourself also for coming. We'll see you next week.
Good night.
Good night. Bye. It's okay.